Latosha Clemons is a local hero. As a little girl, she dreamed of becoming a firefighter, and she achieved that dream. She became the first black female deputy fire chief. Born and raised in the city of Boynton Beach, she gave her life's blood to the city and the people of Boynton Beach to be whitewashed on a wall that should have been representative of the city. However, it wasn't. The racial insult that came from these changes posed many questions. Who made these changes, and why did they make these changes? The current national conversation regarding racial injustice magnifies the city's need to review its policies and determine the need for racial sensitivity training. We demand accountability and answers for why that mural was changed. Why were those two black faces removed from that mural? We've sent a public records request to the city of Boynton Beach so that we can get to the bottom of how this happened and who made the decision to do it.
Can you tell us a little bit about how you found out, who you found out from, if you had, I know a lot of people went past it and saw it. How did you find out what happened?
So, I believe it was June 2nd, the day of the grand opening. Some of my colleagues were sending me pictures of the fire station, and that's when I noticed the picture that was on the mural.
Can you just explain, can you explain just what your thought was and feeling was when you realized that happened?
So initially, I was in shock when I saw it. I was like, wow, why did this happen? I was hurt. I was disappointed. And then I was outraged.
Is there anything that you can think of as to why this would happen?
Well, I think that's why we're here. We want to get to the bottom of why it happened.
Can you go back to like when you were actually placed on the wall? Like, why were you placed on the wall? How did that happen?
So the original the project, I was on the initial committee to create the project. It was also it's all supposed to be a part of the new station design. So in working with the Arts Commission, initially the rough draft wasn't diverse enough. So we talked about diversifying the mural, and staff submitted pictures that reflected some diversity for the community and the city.
So I can imagine you were excited when you found out that you were going to be part of this mural.
Oh, of course. You know, spending your life in the city that you've served for over 26 years, to reflect, you know, this is something that's not just for me, it's for the young girls that have hopes and dreams of pursuing this career.
Did they ever contact you and tell you that they were changing the mural?
No.
Can you talk about the sense of pride that you had? And I know you touched on it just now. Kind of the sense of pride of feeling inside that knowing that you're going to be on this wall represented. I mean,
So I started the fire department back in 1996. And as the first and only black female in a department that was established in 1924, you know, I worked very hard. You know, my grandfather always told me that no one's going to give you anything, you have to work for it. So I always kept that with me. And to be able to serve in a community where all of my family and friends live, it was beyond anything that I can never imagine, because I'm just a girl from a small side of town. And to be able to accomplish that, working in the fire department, is something that I never could imagine. So the sense of pride to have my picture reflect not only me, but my community, and for those young girls that would hope to model me one day.
Ultimately, what do you want to happen out of all of this? Ultimately, what do you want to happen after all of this?
Well, initially, I just want to know why it happened, you know, who made the change. Pretty much. A thorough investigation to find out all the details, all the responsible parties, who and why.
The art director said that she was pressured into changing it, told to change it by the fire chief and the fire department. What do you know about that?
Again, if that's what the arts director said, you know, that's what she said. Again, that's why we're here, to find out if that in fact is the way it happened.
Where is the mural at? Is it new?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna need you to repeat
Where
that.
is it at? The mural itself. Where is it?
Oh, I believe they removed it the next day, I believe. So I don't think it's put up yet.
But where was it initially?
Oh, at the new fire station, Fire Station 1.
Who are all the people in the mural?
I'm sorry?
Who are all the people in the mural?
All the people in the mural are representatives from the fire service. And some of the, a couple of them are just some of the programs that we do that reflect, you know, the diversity of what we do in the fire service.
Putting it all into the context of everything going on right now, I mean, that must have been just shocking to know that this change was made. Again, given the time that right now and everything that is going on, if you can have a discussion about it.
That's a good question. Why make that change? When was it made? Specifically in this climate? It raises a lot of concerns and questions.
And again, for you on a personal level, I mean, to have for centuries just erasure of black men, black women, and it used to happen to you personally, as Steve's going around, as we're talking about it more and more. What was it like for you just to kind of, again, seeing it over and over again, and have it happen personally?
It just continued to hurt. I've had sleepless nights over it because, you know, I've tried to treat everybody with respect in my community and my department. Tried to lead by example. I served the community both on and off duty. So again, the pride that I had just to know that I was going to be a part of that process, you know, I can't measure it.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? I can't hear you, man.
Why did you retire?
That's a good question. It just was the time for me. I've had over 20 years of experience and service to the community, so it was my time.
Are you considering a lawsuit at this point, or are you just right now just looking for information?
We're reviewing all our options. We're reviewing everything that's on the table, and we'll make that decision after we've investigated it more.
Do you think it's ironic that they did this right now during all of these protests at this time, with, you know, just on the heels of, you know, Floyd's death? What do you think?
Again, that's why we're here, to find out why it happened, who made the call. It just happened to be in this particular time. No, ma'am.
Can you give us a little bit on the time frame of when you first saw it and you knew that you were going to be on the mural to the time that you realized, oh wait, I'm not on it anymore? What's that time frame?
Well, like I said, I was a part of the initial process. I was on the initial committee to help design the mural. Sometime in November, the final approval was confirmed. And here it is, June 2nd. I see the change.
Were there any other changes besides removing you from the mural?
I'm sorry?
Were there any other changes to the mural besides removing you?
Myself and the former fire chief,
Was that November of last year?
2019.
And when did the mural go up?
I believe they had the soft opening on June 2nd, I believe.
Second, and that's when
2020.
found out.
That's when I found out.
So it wasn't even up for like a week
Correct.
They took it down pretty swiftly, and they've issued formal apologies as well.
What was that?
They've issued formal apologies as well. The city manager issued a formal apology as well.
The fire chief has left because of this. Is there any, there's a fire chief that's left because of this? From what I understand from the city manager's notes, is there any kind of, was there any kind of bad feeling between the two of you? Was there any kind of problems between you?
So that's why we're here today, to find out. That's why we need a thorough investigation, to
We're
find
not-
out why it happened.
Yeah, we're not privy to why the fire chief left.
If you could kind of just explain one more time, June 2nd, that's when there was supposed to be like a grand reveal of it, and there wasn't a reveal, or was there a reveal?
Yeah, it was at the soft opening at the new fire station. That's when it was revealed.
And then it came down the same day, or
I think it was the next day. I believe it was the next day.
so
Yeah.
after the reveal?
It was a little limited because of social distancing. I think they didn't have like as large of an opening as they anticipated, and Ms. Clemens found out about the reveal from her colleagues and friends who told her she wasn't there.
The next day, third.
The same day.
The same day, okay.
There's talks about a new one going up or any media, but I'm not 100% sure. But do you hope to see your picture on it?
I would hope to see my picture. Again, it's a reflection of, you know, as the first and only black female in that community and in that department, I'm sorry, there's not another me. And again, it's bigger than me. It's a reflection of the community itself and all those young girls that, you know, can walk by that station, look at that mural, and just have their hopes and dreams are shattered by the defacing of that. So just to have them look at that gives them hope. And now that it's been defaced and whitewashed, it's shattered not just my dreams, but, you know, dreams of young girls. And it just hurts.
Does anyone know the face that replaced yours? Does that person exist? Like, is that a person with the department, or who knows?
So, I have no knowledge.
Can you tell us a little bit just more about your background, how you got into firefighting, like when you decided, yeah, this is what I want to be when I grow up? What was that like?
Oh, absolutely. So I've always had growing up in the community where I grew up, you didn't see black women in fire departments. So I've had other fire chiefs throughout the country, women, that's very sporadic because we represent 4% in the fire service. And just seeing them, it's like, man, I want to do that. I want to do that. So back in, I believe it was 95, Boynton had got his first black fire chief, Chief Lloyd Jordan. And he's the one that I had a meeting with. And this guy stands about 6'7", and here I am like 5'1". And I had a meeting with him, and I looked at him. We shared stories about sports and all that stuff. And I looked at him and I said, Chief, do you think I can do this? And he stood up. Like I said, he's about 6'7". He put his hand on my shoulder and he said, Latosha, you can do this. And from that day forward, I pursued this career. And here we are over 20-something years later with all the hard work and dedication that I was able to persevere in the Boynton Beach Fire Department.
And it was that same chief whose face was also like that?
No, sir.
Oh, it's a different chief.
Where was the actual mural? So if you were to go to the fire station, where was it placed? And where exactly?
I believe it was on the south side of the fire station. So you'd have to on the outside. Well, I'm not sure if it's the outside or the inside of the wall of how it was laid, but that's the direction it was.
Thank you so much.